Hey guys, tonight's movie review is for the film Chasing Ice. This is a documentary film and I'm excited to kind of have gotten to screen and now review my first documentary. For those of you all who don't know much about this project, Chasing Ice is a film that follows acclaimed photographer James Spalong and his project, the Extreme Ice Survey, or what is more commonly referred to in this film as EIS. Um, EIS was started by James as a project that has to do with a big issue, global warming. Global warming is something that is hotly debated and has become very political, and he wanted to kind of tear away some of that stuff, especially when you see things on the news or in presentations about global warming that show charts and graphs and all these computer programs about how things are progressing, it's hard to swallow. It's hard to really believe it. He wanted to take that information, those facts, and put it in a way that people will believe it. People will see it, and so they can't turn away. So he used his skills as a photographer, got some grant money and a team of people together, and decided to put cameras up around different parts of the world, specifically in Greenland, Iceland, Alaska, and Montana, at places where there are big glaciers. And these cameras are set up to take a photo every hour. And these cameras stayed up for 5 years. So once he was able to get that information, there was a clear, they could do a time progression of these photos. And for many people, especially I would say a lot of Americans, seeing is believing. So yes, you can doctor photos, but if you're looking at these unedited photos, it gives you a really good example of what's going on over a span of time. It's a really honest portrayal. There's no agenda or message. These are photos. Photos speak for themselves. And so this is his passion project, something he's been working on, and he speaks all over the country about it. So the documentary follows kind of their process of installing the cameras, issues that they had with that, as well as the documentary also examines James Spalong himself and kind of the obsession that you can have with your passions. For example, he has bad knees. I think they said, has had 4 different knee surgeries, but yet he still goes out there in the ice and treks around and rappels and does all these things that his doctors tell him he shouldn't do. In fact, one of the people on his teams makes the comment that most people have knee surgeries to get better. He has knee surgeries as a small fix so he can get out there and continue doing what he's doing. So this documentary itself kind of examines the EIS project and how it came to be and how they did it. It also inspects kind of the passion and insanity you can have when you really get obsessed about a project. And thirdly, there's a focus on calving of icebergs and capturing that calving, which is pretty incredible sight to be seen. Now, as far as a film or a documentary, I haven't seen a ton of them, but I've seen enough to kind of be able to critique. And while I thought that the individual parts of this project were very interesting, I thought the EIS and what that's about is very interesting to watch. I think inspecting someone's obsession is interesting, and the calving is very interesting to see. I didn't think this film quite interweaved those 3 storylines. All of them are interesting, and I wanted to know what was going on, but it seemed to kind of skip around a lot, and it was a little hard to follow if you're talking about actually, making it into a film with a beginning, middle, and end. It didn't quite nail that part of it, but I would say the message itself was very important, and this film is something I think people should see. If I'm talking about the actual art of filmmaking and how I thought this was done, I would give the film a C. It was average as far as a good documentary from the film point standpoint. But as far as the message, I thought it was very fascinating. I think it's important for people to see this. I think it's important to do more research on his project, the EIS, and go to their website, find out more about the program. This film definitely made me, interested to do that, and I think it's an important thing for people to see. So, if you're talking about watchability of this documentary, I'd say it's average, it's a C, but I would recommend that people see it, or if you don't care to see it because you don't want to see an ant documentary, you should at least still check out EIS Extreme Ice Survey and ChasingIce.com. So that's all I've got for tonight. Thanks.